not prepared!
Welcome to another video, guys. Today we're gonna look at the best performing decks for each class, but now we actually have enough stats from HS Replay. Sadly, it looks like not that many new decks and archetypes are actually doing too well, and for now the old ones are basically trumping it. So basically, right now the situation is old decks and new decks. But yeah, there's still some pretty good new archetypes out there, and basically the best performing deck is actually somewhat new as well. So yeah, stick around to the end so you can know what you're gonna be playing with and against, and I would really appreciate it if you drop a like and a subscribe to the channel, and also ring the bell notification so you can actually get these useful meta reports on time. Now, let's check out the decks. We're gonna go over the classes in the order in which they're layered here. Starting off with Demon Hunter, where as you can see the biggest stats with a good win rate is actually Deathrattle Demon Hunter. Deathrattle Demon Hunter does feel a lot fresher, and it has a lot of new cool cards into it too, including the Glaive, which nobody really believes is gonna be that good. And I'm still kinda iffy about it if I have to be completely honest. We have a lot of token action into this deck, since we are running Kurtrus, and that is one of your main win conditions in the end of the day. The Kurtrus token package is so strong actually that you're not even running your Illidari Inquisitors, which is pretty weird. We're also running the new Urzul Giant, obviously the expendable performance so you can load up your Kurtrus hero power nice and big, and also flanking maneuver is actually pretty good because it can really deal well with some early game trogs. Here's a basic idea of what you're mulliganing when you're going first, and here's what it looks like when you're going second, so you have a better idea of what to do. Matchup wise, not that much matchups yet, but Face Hunter, Freeze Shaman and LTK Warlock are not gonna be that good for you, whereas Paladins are gonna be fine, as well as Thief Rogues and Quest Warriors. Other than that, Quest OTK Demon Hunter is still pretty good, Just Token Demon Hunter also pretty decent, Big Demon Hunter is above 50, and the rest are iterations. Aggro Druid is here as well, but not that great. With Druid so far, Aggro Druid's at the top, but it doesn't have too much stats, at least for the better performing lists. A Director Druid has a lot of games on it, but it's not doing that amazing. We also have Anaconda Druids, and the rest is iterations. Here's what the best performing Druid list looks like so far, and it's actually not utilizing the Quillbores. So it's not running Greybow either, and instead it's going for Moonfangs. The new Frost Sabers are the big beasts with Taunt here. We have the Wing Commander, and we have a lot more new interesting beasts, including Enchanted Raven, which is obviously not new, but we haven't seen it in quite a while. With Face Hunter, the situation is basically the same. Face Hunter is still at the top, but there's also a Beast Hunter that's doing somewhat okay, so if you're feeling fancy, you can give it a check. The best performing list right now is actually not running any Rhinos, but instead goes for Moonfang, which kinda feels weird, but the stats don't lie, and there are almost 1000 games with it, so it must be doing okay. Here's what the list looks. You basically are running the 2 Trogs so you can buff them up nice and big, couple of Cult Neophytes so you can be a little more awkward for the opponent, and also Wriggling Horror so you can stick better on the board. But the rest is basically good old Face Hunter. For Mage, Mozaki OTK is at the top. Quest Mage is barely above 50, so I guess for Mage it's only Mozaki or bust. No reason for me to go over it basically, the only new card here is Siphon Mana, which was obviously great in this archetype. The real winner of the new expansion seems to be Paladin, because all of its old archetypes got some pretty cool new tools to be even better. As you can see, Libram Paladin is crushing it, and it has a ton of games into it as well. Libram Paladin is also actually doing insane in top 1000 legend, as you can see, and the list is basically the same. You can check out my new Libram Paladin video if you want to see some games with it, but here's what your mulligan looks like when you're going first, and here's what it is when you're going second. I definitely wouldn't be keeping Cariel this high, especially when going first, this must be something wrong with it. But yeah, Light Force Carrot is a really insane card, but still, I would not just keep it straight off the bat as going first. Tempo Trog on the other hand is GG against most classes, so there's that. Other than that, Buff Paladin is pretty nice and you can check out the video about that one. And also Secret Libram is above 55, so that's also fine. Big Paladin is not doing amazing, so don't waste your dust on that. With Priest, it did start off pretty strong with Big Priest, but now the situation is a little bit different. The most populated well-performing list so far is Quest Priest, but the best performing one is the Bless Priest. It basically plays out like a Miracle Priest and you fish out your good minions with your Drekthar. We also have Rally obviously, because that is also a way you can be calling this deck a Rally Priest. But yeah, you get it. It's basically an old archetype with some cool new tools. Moving down to Rogue, where the situation is pretty interesting, since a lot of the old archetypes got some very nice new tools for it. For Quest Rogue, Scabs fits in perfectly into the deck, and it gives you more win conditions after your first initial ones from the quest get dealt with. Other than that, we also have Garrote Rogue, which also utilizes Scabs a lot of the times, with great success. And we also have Thief Rogue, which is above 55. The best performing list right now is Quest Rogue with Shadow Scabs in it. Everything else is basically same old, same old. Here's what it looks like when you're going first. Again, Scabs is way too high to be kept as going first, especially in a class that draws as much. And this is how it looks like when you're going second. Matchup wise, Aggro Druid, Face Hunter, Warlock and Quest Warrior are not going to be that good for you, but the rest is pretty green. For Shaman, Freeze Shaman is at the top so far, but also Quest Shaman is doing pretty well, with just a few new cards included into it. Bolner OTK Shaman is actually quite alright as well, even though the OTK comes around turn 10. It has a lot of control-y tools to get you there. Evolve Shaman is actually creeping in somewhat. And Aggro Elemental is just shy of 55% as well, abusing some of those cool new elementals again. For Freeze Shaman, you can check my last video to see how the games pan out. And here's what the mulligan kinda looks like when you're going first and when you're going second. I really like Lightning Bloom into Wildpaw Caverns, so if you get that combo, definitely go for it, and a lot of the time the opponent is just gonna concede like the one in my game. Not that many matchups yet, but obviously OTK Warlock is not gonna be that great, and Libram Paladin is gonna be a 50-50. For Warlock, it's either Quest Warlock or Owl Warlock. There's actually also a Quest Zoo Warlock that's doing pretty fine, and the old Zoo Warlock I used to play also still has above 50%, so that's pretty good for it, given the fact it's the cheapest deck you can be jamming. For Quest Warlock, you can either go for the one that tries to complete the quest fast, or the hand variant. Right now let's look at the hand variant because it has a lot more sample size. But then again, what is there to look like? Haven't you figured this deck out already? But yeah, we have Dreadlich Tamsin and also Full Blown Evil as the two new cards included into this one. And where is the last class again? We're literally Quest Warrior or bust. Quest Pirate Warrior, 0 new cards included, doing amazingly well, above 60% most of the time. Big Warrior is actually also doing acceptable at 57 almost. And there's also some baddie lists like Charge Warrior and a Control-y Warrior as well, but those are not doing too great yet. Unless you're a top 1000 legend, where actually Control Warrior did see some good amount of play. Here's the best performing Pirate Warrior right now, and this is the list that runs Provoke, and only one Whetstone Hatchet. Mulligan wise, this is what it looks like when going first, and this is what it looks like when going second. For the matchups, Paladin is gonna be very good against you, and Quest Rogue as well. Quest Hand Warlock also is gonna wreck you, but surprisingly Freeze Shaman seems like a good matchup for you, which I really can't agree with. Every time I faced the Pirate Warrior with Freeze Shaman, it felt like a free win, like honestly. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope this helps you figure out the meta better, so you know what you're gonna be playing with, and also figure out what you're gonna be playing against. Check me out on stream where I'm gonna be playing some of these best new decks. Thanks for watching, I'm Kris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.